There we go. There you go. I can hear you now.
Yo,
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why I can't hear you before. All right, so, so we can talk about a whole bunch of stuff. Hold on a second. Yeah, we can talk about a whole bunch of stuff. Um, so, Mimichi, let me ask you something.
Ask me whatever.
Have you ever have you ever been involved with any type of churches?
Of who?
A- Any type of churches?
Oh, you
Like,
mean like just a day or just days or months?
like, have did you ever attend one for a while?
Yeah, New Testament Christian Church. Um, I attended
Okay.
one called I want to say Unity Church that my friend took me.
Okay, so we can talk about what was the first one called?
New Testament Christian Church.
New Testament Christian Church. Okay. So I was a part of New Testament Christian Church as well. And for those who do not attend, I'm not speaking about you guys or whatever. So, but okay, let me just make this let me just make this statement clear. I'm not against religion in any sense, but I am against organized religion in a sense, and so if you want to go ahead and ask questions to me, and then like I can ask you questions, you can ask me, we just go back and forth uh, about uh, New Testament Christian Church and everything, and just church in general or religion in general or anything like that.
So,
You can go ahead.
so this a question you asked me, or you want me to ask you a question?
Yeah, you can ask me questions about the church or just or
Okay,
church in
okay,
general, yeah, or anything.
okay. Yeah, yeah. How long have you attended to the Christian New Testament Christian Church? How long have you attended there?
Well, I was there. I basically grew up in the church. Um, so I was there for my whole life, and growing up and everything, and I was they have a music program, and I was a part of that and everything, and I did that in the church, when I was like maybe 16 or 17 or something, and so, but yeah, I grew up in the church. Uh, my parents went to the church, and other people went to the church, and everything like that. And so I'm not uh, look. I'm not here to talk smack about churches or anything like that. I'm just I want to tell my experience. What I've experienced. You know, and what other people have experienced inside of um, certain churches within America. So, but
America?
yeah, search. So okay, so there's when it comes to the church that I attended, there's a lot of churches in America like that. They're, I they're just like they're like that in general, and everything. And I'm not going to downgrade somebody who wants to go to church. I'm not. Against somebody going to church. It just I've seen the hypocrisy and I've seen the fakeness and the unrealism inside these churches and everything. And I've been to other churches too, not just the one that I grew up in. So, uh, yeah. So go ahead with any other questions along that. You know.
No, no, you said back and forth. So I asked you a question. Now it's your turn to ask me.
Okay. So so you said you attended NTCC. Okay. So what? Uh, how how did you come upon NTCC? Like, were you invited? Were you
Uh,
were you
uh,
invited, or did you just walk? Did you just come across it?
nah, this shit crazy, but you know me, I gotta keep it 100.
Yeah.
I was selling items, right?
Right.
So it was raining, and so I wanted to avoid the rain. So by the parking lot, it was a fucked up, uh, vacant, they call it funeral spot. So
Right.
I was posted down there, and I see Pastor Lamont, Kevin, and them. They all was hooping, and they was hooping in the fucking rain.
Then.
They had the rim. They had the they had a hoop in that parking lot area, and it was raining. And they spotted me, and they wanted me. They invited me to hoop with them in the fucking rain.
Ah.
So,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
so I end up hooping with them. So
Right.
then, so then after like the rain and shit went away, Has gave me his card.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah.
so like keep in mind, I was doing my thing, just selling items. So,
Right. Right.
like just like selling items and shit. So I don't know what led me to even entertain it and go to the church. So I told him my name, me Meechie.
Right.
So I always thought it wasn't like me just either I was gonna go there or I was gonna just but one day I went. I don't know why, but shit, I went,
Right.
and then that's what led me to, you know.
So okay. So you just told us how you started going there. You know who invited you out, so to speak. You know, and everything. So how long did you attend there for? Like,
Really?
did you go regularly? Meaning, did you go every time they had church, or you just went like every Sunday or something?
So Sunday was barely. I never really because they always had it in the damn morning. I ain't no morning person. So like it was mainly either Tuesday or Thursday, but them days that I needed sleep, that spot was the place to be. I swear to God, because on Tuesday I just be dozing off and then I just be sleeping and shit. And,
Right, right.
but yeah, so it was just on and off. One point I wasn't going, then I was going. I wasn't going, then I was going.
Yeah. Okay, so um, now, now tell tell our audience, you know, whoever's here, whatever. Tell them because I met you in like I want to say like 2015, 2016, around that era. You know, so I mean, I can tell how like we became friends, or you can tell, you know, it would tell your side, and then I'll tell myself.
Well, all right. Well, you want me to? I would keep it 90%
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
because
I
you
got
don't
you.
want things to be exposed.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Well, it was you. You spotted me. It was just an individual, and the individual, I kind of was feeling that individual, and
Right.
and you was telling me about the individual situation. So we was talking outside, and you you was dressed like you was in the 1950s. You know what I'm saying? You told me the individual situation that she was married, and that's what I remember. You can tell me your side.
Okay. Yeah. 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 So. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I remember us meeting like that and everything, and was, man, I was so brainwashed and everything. And now remind everybody, uh, I was born in '98, so that tells you how old I am. So 2015, I was a freshman in high school and everything. So I was going to school and going to church, and everything. And I met me Michi uh, at church at church, and I think it was after church. I don't think it wasn't before. I think it was after church. I met him. We were just talking about music and everything because I'm a big music person. Obviously, you see my tattoo right there and everything. I'm a big music person, so we started talking about music and everything, and he liked a certain person and everything, and blah blah blah. And basically, how we met is was actually through music. You know, that's basically kind of. I mean, we had conversations about music and everything, and he would ask me questions about stuff going on in the church, and I would answer him, "Oh, hey, we're doing this, well, hey, well, why don't you come back, Tuesday or something, or Thursday or Saturday or whatever, Friday, Sunday, whatever, and he'd be like, "Oh, well, I'm doing stuff." So that's how we met, and and everything. So so tell me about, like, okay, so whenever you were there, you didn't go all the time, obviously, because you told us. But whenever you were there, I was there. For the most part, I was there. And so tell us, like, how long did you go to that church for?
How long? Even though it was on and off, I say about damn three, either 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So so flash forward. I'm probably a junior or senior or something at this point, and you know, I started making my own uh, conclusions and stuff about organ certain organized religious groups and everything. And I just I don't okay, hold on. Let me ask you this. Misha, what's your opinion on offering and stuff in the church? What do you think about that? And tithe and everything.
Offering. It's like a hustle. you know. To be honest with you, it's a hustle to just make sure people. I call it the PPs, pay and pray. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's like a hustle. I never knock
Right.
Pastor like for his hustle, but I always ask them questions and shit.
Right.
Uh,
So let me ask you something. Did you ever give offering? Did you ever put a $5 bill down, a $1 bill down, 50 cents? I'm not asking how much did you put down. I'm just saying, did you ever put down any amount?
yes. How much
Okay,
amount? How
you don't
much
have to.
amount? A penny.
Okay, and I don't know that. So how did you? What did you feel like when you were like, I'm gonna give this penny, whatever to them, to an
Uh,
organized religious group?
uh, to like let them know that I show support, even if it's this amount. I show
Okay, so
support.
okay, so that's good. Okay, so yeah, at least you're showing support. Okay, so that's good. So, um, let me think. So okay, so you were only there for like 3 years, right? 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, like on
Like,
and off.
like
Yeah.
on and off. Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah. So okay, I remember seeing Mimichi. It wasn't all the time, obviously, but like he would be there on Sunday night or Thursday night or Tuesday night or whatever. And so um, so so I was there, he was there, and I kind of stopped going around like when I was a senior in high school because was just I started working and everything, so I couldn't really make all the services and everything and everything. So I kind of just slowly stopped going. But it's like when you first are in like a group like that, the people, they show you love and everything. They're like, oh, hey, yeah, yeah, we meet you, man. It's great to see you. Hey, come back next week, man. We got service again and everything. Come back. What food? What games? That's they make it seem like you're gonna have the best time ever, but that's only on that's only a facade. It's a mask, you know, and and deep down, you know, they want your money. How so they gotta pay the bills. They want your money. And it's just I'm not. I'm just speaking from my experience, and I've seen other religious groups do this. Where they're like, oh well, you have to give an offering, or else you go to hell. You don't give it offering, you go to hell.
That's
And
the hustle.
yeah,
That's the
exactly.
hustle.
And hey, kudos to them, man, because they're getting money. But then it's like, come on, man, you're hurting the people that don't know any better. They don't know what's going on. They don't know the underlying secret of what's going on. They're just there on a Sunday morning or a Sunday night or Tuesday, Monday, Thursday, Wednesday, Saturday, whatever. Friday. They don't know what's going on, and and I just what if somebody has to pay their bills? What if somebody has to pay food for their kid to eat? And, oh well, this money has to go to the church. I have to give this money to the church. Blah blah blah. Like, but Johnny over here is starving. It's like, come on. So I am not for giving offering, giving tithe, and everything. And before people jump down my throat, though, people will say, "Oh, well, you give money to groups you like, and everything." Yeah, but those groups are not trying to. They're not trying to hurt me, you know. And 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 I'm getting some from those groups. They don't. When I was in church and everything, they'd be like, I'm not talking about certain pastor. I'm talking about just all the pastors in general. And but oh well, if you don't give an offering, you're gonna go to hell, and they try to fearmonger you, meaning like, yeah, if you don't give an offering or give a tithe, you're going to hell, and that makes you afraid of those type of things, and you're like oh man, like what if you die, you're going to hell, and you're robbing God, and it's so crazy. So, hey, Michi, let me ask you, what did you think about? I know, so you went to a lot of services. Obviously, you went there for 3 years, and you went to a lot of services. What did you tell me about what you experienced in those services, or what did you take from them?
What I experienced and thought of it, really, I compare the
Hold on.
Christians. I compare them to soldier, right?
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah.
Christians, when it comes to the Bible and when it comes to their belief, it's like a soldier in an American flag in America in general. It's like
Right.
they're they're just locked and loaded. They're trapped. Like for example, I read a book called Nick Ible, and one of my chapters is called "Trapped in the Bible." So they're
Right.
trapped in the Bible, and also you brought up service, and what else you brought up?
Sir. Yeah, services and just like preaching that you've heard and everything.
Yeah, it just like in general, my experience is yeah, like they just say when I'm gonna be saved and this and that. So I always ask them questions. Like I always ask them like about God, about Jesus, and to really be honest with you, I was asking questions knowing that they didn't have the answers to it.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
knew So I knew
That,
they was gonna force it and make up some shit. So I was like, fuck it, like let me hear it out. You know.
bro. That. Oh, you make a good point because, yeah, they would do stuff like that. Like,
They
so
gotta go
anytime,
they gotta stick to the script at all times.
exactly, yeah, like any type of question or concern or personal idea or thought that you had or have is completely shut down. Meaning, like what you just said. Oh, like you told them your personal thoughts about things, and they were like, "Well, that's not that's a that's not out of the Bible or whatever, and they don't let you think for yourself. You know, they'd be like, "Oh, well, no, this is what you need to, this is what you need to believe. This is what you need to be taught. You haven't been taught right. If you don't believe what we believe, then you're going to hell." And that is so wrong. And that's
And,
so
and like
wrong.
and like I gotta be honest with you. You was you was a soldier, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
we
I was a part of the church, and I was brainwashed in it.
we always had discussions on you always kept telling me at a younger age, you always be like, Mimichi, are you trying to get to heaven? And you always brought up about
You're like, what the hell? Like, yeah, like that, and like that's all. Oh my god. So, all right. So, did you ever go? I don't think you ever did, but you know how we had like soul winning, where where we would go out on Saturday mornings and like knock on
oh no,
doors and like,
I
but
wasn't doing that shit.
you know how we did that though, right?
Why?
Like no, do you remember when we did that, like knock on doors and we'd be like, "Hey, how you doing,
No,
person?"
I wasn't
Yeah,
there.
yeah, okay, yeah, you weren't there, but yeah, we did, like, that's a part of the organization that they do. They go out and knock on doors and, "Hey, what's your name?" Mimichi. "Hey, Mimichi, I want to invite you out to New Testament Christian Church," and that's what they did. And it's like a sales pitch for Jesus. Like they're trying to sell Jesus, like he can be sold. Like it's I mean it's a laughing stock, to be honest. It's it's laughable, and it's just, yeah, like you can't sell Jesus. Like there's people that they gotta get up for work. They're sleeping in the middle of the day. They gotta get up for work. Or there's people that you know, or they gotta go to work, or they're sleeping, or they're doing stuff like. And but yeah, so did you ever? Okay, so let me ask you this. So did you ever? I don't want to say get close to anybody, but like, did you ever talk with like other people about stuff and everything? And
Have I
like,
ever
how
what?
did like, did you ever have deep conversations with anybody and talk about stuff and everything? And like, you considered them like a friend,
Yeah, I had like deep combos. Um, not well, somewhat deep combos. Um, yeah, it was deep conversations about manhood and shit. And, most of them was judging me that I ain't have a 9 to 5 at the time, and I was understanding what they were saying, but I knew I was on the verge of something special. But I knew a 9 to 5, it wasn't cutting it. I was just trying to find me before I became who I
right?
became. And, and to
Yeah,
be honest with you, me having deep conversations led up to my rhymes getting better and my creativity was getting better because I asked, do you remember? I need to say a name, but do you remember this guy? He was light skinned, like big. I think his name
yeah,
was Juan.
yeah, yeah. I know.
I asked him a question. I was like,
It's
who?
fine because he don't go
I
there
was
no more.
like, I was like, who, like, what did whoopings come about? Like, who, like, what did whoopings come about? So
Wait,
he
what?
pulled me to the side, whoopings.
Oh,
So,
well,
so he put me to the side. He said, he said, don't tell nobody this. But he said, the white man are responsible for whoopings because be, because us as people, we view it as now spankings, but back then he knew what I was talking about. But back
yeah,
then, whoopings, like
whooping.
for example, if a cop tell you, nigga, like put your hands up, put your hands behind your back, or to like turn around and put your hands up. Now back then, it
That's
was
a
more put your hands up, and that was whooping you from the back
yeah.
to the front. Didn't matter.
Oh yeah.
So that was one of our deep conversations. I had convos with Lamont, deep convos with Pastor also.
So 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 let me ask you, like, so what? Okay, so if you got close to these kinds of people, why didn't you quote unquote get saved?
Getting saved, I always told Paz this because he asked me, "Do I see myself being saved?"
Right.
In my head, I was laughing, but I told him, "I'm already saved. I was saved since birth
Mm, mm,
because it's it's God's choice and decision who He want to come in Earth. Period. Like,
right.
think about it. It's a lot of people that's not even born. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
so He saved me since birth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but the brainwashing shit is like, if you're not into church or if you're not reading the Bible and if you're not coming to church and yada yada yada, then you're not saved.
Right. Right.
God is bigger than us,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that was when I came up with I blame God and God only trusts me and this, this when I was like coming up with shit, when I kept coming to church, I was using that for like a mental hustle.
Right.
Now now this is what the teachers started. I was using church as a mental hustle for myself. To the point is every time if I was hearing Pastor preach, but every time when I was having combos with Kevin and shit, that was saying shit, and I was just thinking of shit. Like, I was just thinking of shit, just like, man, it's so deep. That's how I came up
Yeah,
with Nick April. And,
right. And like, it, it's so it's so crazy. Like, I do not believe that a person, I mean, excuse me, a human being, a man or a woman, whatever, um, is or can tell you your ultimate like or can speak for God. You know what I mean? In, in a sense of, I'm not talking about somebody who's like completely crazy and oh well no, like they can speak for themselves. You shouldn't be able to speak for them. Well, no, because they're crazy and they need to be spoken for, whatever. But I don't think it is a man's job. Speak man meaning like mankind, woman, and I don't think it's mankind's job to sit there and judge other man and to
facts.
be telling them, "Oh, this isn't of God. You're not doing that right, sir. You need to be saved. Blah 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 blah. You need to give money to the organization. You know, otherwise you're going to hell." No,
Right.
that's so ridiculous. So ridiculous, man. And they don't do that in other religions. In other religions, they don't do that. It's like, come as you are. Come as you are. You know, we're not asking you, oh, come as you are, but oh no, yeah. When you get saved, you need to start giving your 10% of what you make a month. Like, come on. Nowhere in the
Facts.
Bible says that, except for in the Old Testament. When it talks about, I forgot where, but talks about they gave like they didn't give money. They gave like their goods, like their food and their off like their food and stuff, um, and everything. But they equate that modern churches, some will equate that with like, oh, you need to get 10% of, because they used to get 10% of their offerings, like I mean of the crops, 10% of their crops and stuff to their temple and everything and Judaism and stuff. And but now it's like, oh, you need to get 10% of what you make to the church and everything. You know, it's like Jesus didn't go to a building when he was here on earth. He went around to people's houses. You know, he didn't say churches. Oh, let's all gather into a brick building. That's what churches know. A church is a group of people. You know, they can be anywhere. But and saying I'm not saying don't, like, look. There's groups that I've joined. Music. I do music and stuff, so I'll give like $10 later if I'm walking downtown or something and somebody's playing the guitar or playing the piano or playing a saxophone, and I'm gonna get I'll give $10 to them, just so because they're doing good or whatever, and I know they want to make a little money and stuff and everything, and so I'll give them some money. But I'm not saying don't support a good cause. I'm not saying that at all. But there are some religious groups out there that will take advantage of their congregation. Their group of people. They'll take advantage of it. Oh, well, we with the pastor needs a new car. Pastor needs a new car, so therefore you have to give us $50, a month or whatever. If you made $1,000 a month, you have to give 10% of that, which is uh is $100. So you have to give $100 a month to to um do with the church and everything, so pastor can buy his new Lexus. No, and there's a
Can't knock the
lot
hustle.
exactly. can't knock them, you know. And there's a lot of churches that do that. I'm not just talking about the one that I grew up in. You know, there's a lot of churches, you know, that do that. You know, but so okay, so you told us. So we talked about like how you got started into the church, who invited you, you know, and you went there for a little bit. So tell the audience or tell us how like the quote unquote downfall of you leaving. Like what made you decide to leave?
Easy. Self, because I knew I can't, you know, in life, either you think the same shit or do the same shit routinely, it's going to become you. So I knew I didn't want to. I mean, I knew up tops, can't nobody fuck my mind. You know, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not no soldier,
Right.
always beating my own drum. But I knew I had to escape. I had to stop going to church so I could evolve my mind. Meaning, if I had to sacrifice, uh, it don't matter, like, if it's family or just certain conversations, I had to mentally sacrifice because I was elevating. So when I left church, I knew it was for the better, so I could clear my mind, elevate my mind, uh, do my thing. Cause I knew it was something more to me than just this.
Right. And that's a good uh that's a good thing that you experienced and that you came to a conclusion to. And because a lot of people don't come to that conclusion and they're stuck inside a church that you know is cult like, you know, they just we just you just want your money, you know, everything. And, I mean, there's people there that they don't. I'm not talking about.
Hold on.
Yeah,
How much money you think Pastor made throughout the years you been at church?
1 million. No, it's like I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. To be honest,
Let's
I
be
I
real.
don't
Let's
I
be
don't know.
real.
Nobody you know nobody puts out their financial stuff. I don't know. I do not know.
You
I
can
I
ask
know
though.
I'm not. Yeah, I could ask, but I'm not, and they're not gonna say that person's not gonna tell me because I know, you know. But we don't need to know how much the individual makes because
Why
we can
not?
see because we can see and
He get money.
and not only the church that I grew up in, but the headquarters of the organization that I grew up in is in Washington, uh, uh Graham, Washington, and I mean you haven't been to that church obviously, but their church looks like exactly like the one in St. Louis. It's big, you know, has a chandelier and everything, and they get a lot, you know, they get a lot of money and stuff. Obviously, the state of Washington, it the income is really high out there. Washington, Oregon, uh, California, and stuff. Income is more higher than it is here in the Midwest, and so therefore the bills are, you know, the bills and everything are more higher, you know, everything. So taxes and everything. So uh, but that's just not. I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound like I'm like just harking on money and stuff like, oh, well, you're just mad because you didn't want to pay tithe. Like, no, like at that time when I was still part of the church, I was giving tithe. I was giving offering.
You
You
was
know,
getting that money. Let's keep it 100.
no. I was working, bro. I was getting $5 an hour. That's I didn't know that. Actually, I wasn't getting anything because I was still in school. I wasn't working. But afterwards, I was working. But I wasn't doing it. I wasn't really doing that much because I didn't work. But yeah, like, and so I'm not saying it's not wrong to give money to a cause that you believe in. Obviously, I believe in it. I get money too. But when when they're sitting there saying like, well, you need to give your 10% of what you make, blah blah. If not, you're going to hell. It's like, dude, I'm like, really, man, like, come on, bro. Like, you really like, it's really crazy. And okay, so hold on, but back to the point that I was talking about in Washington or whatever. So mind you, this organization has been around for like since like the 19 like 60s or something. And so, and the person who made it did I mean the person who made the organization uh was like, you know uh what's it called? He knew about sales and everything, you know. So he knew how to build churches and sell them and all that stuff and get all the money from the buildings and everything, and then you got to pay for all that. You got to pay for the rent, the church out, or blah blah blah. And steadily it grew and everything. But I mean, this organization is just built on fear mongering. I mean, there's a lot of churches like that though too, not just the one I was in. There's a lot of churches like that who you got to give an offering or you're going to hell and everything, and then that's how they get a lot of money. They just, oh, you're going to hell. Well, I don't want to go to hell. Here, I'll give $100, $200, $300. That's how they build up. Build. And not only that, but there's churches who are like really loving too, meaning like, God loves you no matter what you do. You're going to heaven. It doesn't matter what you do. Blah, blah, blah. Joel Osteen. I'm not sure. Do you know who that is? Okay, Joel Osteen is a mega preacher, pastor of a mega church down in like Texas, like Houston, and his church is huge, like 5,000 people.
And he racist. So.
And they sell books and like they have they have a coffee shop in like Starbucks inside the church. It's huge, and they make like millions of dollars. And he's got his own private jet.
I bet.
So, yeah, he's got his own private. And there's other pastors like that too.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, what's your relationship? What's your relationship with pastor?
Well, it's nothing right now. I don't go to the church anymore.
Throughout the history of you being there, what was your relationship like with pastor?
Oh, I mean, he was a pastor. He does his job. That's what he's there to do.
Was he like a father figure to you?
No, he no, he doesn't have time. He doesn't have time to worry about me. He doesn't have time. He's got other people. I'm not. But like that's besides the point.
Have you guys ever done father son type things?
No,
No,
like
meaning playing catch, meaning had conversations on the slide.
no, not like. I mean, yeah, everybody said you had conversations with them on the side. I mean,
No, you
everybody
know
has
what I'm
had
talking about because
everybody
y'all both
had
white.
conversations.
No. Y'all both white
You can't
and
bring
y'all both Christians. So the conversations is different from being pastor. Y'all
Well, I mean,
conversations is different.
I don't know. We didn't really talk about nothing deep because at the point that I started growing up and like realizing what was going on, I was like, oh yeah, this isn't like they're just they're savages. They're they're like vultures, snakes, trying to get anything they can. So I didn't like. I wasn't close to anybody per se. I just went to the church. I did my own thing.
Come on,
I did
baby.
my music
Be
stuff.
honest. Be
I
honest.
am.
Be honest.
I am. I
You
did
and
my own
Pastor was
thing.
like this, right?
No, no, we talked about music and stuff, and we played basketball. You know, we played sports. Blah 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 blah. No, but well, I stopped going. I stopped going like 2017. So because I started working, so I kind of just stopped going altogether. Not just because I started working, but also just because I started realizing how fake it was, and how unreal it was, and how fake and two-faced everybody is, you know. And so, uh, yeah, so and that's just my spiel, rant, uh, conversation, whatever you want to call it, about being in the church, being in and organized church and a cult church. To be honest, it's a cult church, and there's so many other people, and so many other different churches and everything. But yeah, that's that. Um, we don't have to end it. We can still keep going, but we can do we can talk about other stuff now though, if you want to. Yeah, we haven't even been on for an hour. So, yeah, we can talk about other stuff. Okay, so actually, yeah, this would be a good point to turn to music. So, Mimichi, what is okay? Hold on. So, did you what kind of music do you do? If I may ask, do you
Uh,
write your own music? Do you listen to other people's music and then get inspiration from them, or how?
that,
What do you? What's your plan? What's your analogy? Like, what do you do?
well, if you talk about like the history of it, um, I was just into just nothing but rap. Like I was into just like Snoop Dogg, Ja
Right.
Rule. Um,
He ain't better than Eminem.
but yeah, but
How was it?
it was like those two really influenced me, like Nas a little bit.
Who?
Then later became like Rick
Nas?
Ross.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
You said Lil Nas?
No, Nas. Who the fuck is Lil Nas? But Nas, like,
He ain't your generation.
uh,
Never mind.
yeah, like they influenced me. When I got older, I would start tripping off overall greatness. So
Right.
when I was tripping off Michael Jackson, that influenced me, and so I took each parts of great artists that I love. I took that and used it to me. So now I'm a like a I'm a rapper. I'm a singer. Also classical stuff. I do that. Like also also that's what led me to come up with a genre, mental music. That's what had me come up with my own genre because I always tripped off the lane. Always tripped off. I am not like everybody else.
Right.
You got you got all these artists like Kendrick Lamar, Drake, all these other artists out here. They're trying to be like other
You know
artists,
about Diddy, right?
bro. Don't.
No, I mean serious. So,
I want
you,
I want to still be on his live, but do not say nothing foolish.
I'm
Pay
not
respect and pay homage.
not
Diddy
to
was
not to
making hits.
Diddy.
Diddy was making hits before you was even born. So pay homage. Just pay
Hey,
homage,
wait, what's he doing now though? Staying in a jail cell.
bro. You want me to? You want me to be off this live, right?
Hey, we can talk about it. That's what we do
Don't
for.
fuck it up. I mean, no, no, fuck. We can't talk about it. We can't talk about it.
You
I'm
know
gonna go in depth.
you
I'm gonna go in
you
depth.
ain't
I'm
made
gonna
some
go in depth.
music, but
I'm
what's
gonna go
going
in
on
depth.
now?
First off, women, they're ungrateful.
Hold on. Before we
I
say
can
that,
cuss on her, right?
yeah, but hold on. Let me. I want to end the live, and I'm gonna start a brand new one because this one's been going for me. So hold on, just hold on. Let me end this one, and I'm gonna start a new one. So just stay on. Don't go nowhere. Hold on.